Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk.
Okay. And you poke it,
Yeah, fuck you, Craig.
and it seems like a very nice oil painting.
Oh,
Hmm.
trapped.
Are there any evident doors from where?
Yes. So
Oh, this
right at the
yeah.
bottom, there's two very large doors.
Had to move my name tag. It was like right over it.
Mhm.
Hmm. Just do it. Etritakira, anyways, is just kind of like befuddled, looking around at the space, trying to get their bearings, it seems like, and then just out of habit seems to try and goes to the highest point in the room and climbs up on top of the bookshelf. Um, just looking through the books as they go, I guess, and trying to see what kind of person this place might hold with the titles that are on those books, maybe.
Okay. So as you are climbing up, you see a couple books in like different languages. Like the titles. You see a couple that you can read. That you recognize as being written in Sylvan. Things like native flora and fauna, and another one that says like something along the lines of compendium of beasts, and another one that says something along the lines of an explorer's guide to the Fey Wild. Just a lot of books about the area that you are in, or you believe you are in.
Okay. Seems like there's might be somebody here. Just I relay that sort of information, and then I add to the group saying, "It seems like we've stumbled into a room that somebody else has come from our world that is unfamiliar with the Feywild. Otherwise, they would probably know all this stuff."
Hi, seems that way.
Unless they're a scholar and they're gathering knowledge. Silly scholars.
Hoarding knowledge and hiding it.
Preserving it.
Yeah, like gathering it.
Let's see, what is everybody's?
Looks like Renshaw's with us too, but
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we all went through.
oh, my bad. I was thinking Balcom for a second. I got to get used to the names.
Yeah, the names are weird. I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything shiny while this other stuff is going on.
What's everybody's passive perception?
14.
Oh, Cap! God damn!
18.
13.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I just clicked on you and saw that.
I'm a very observant chicken.
Okay, so Cat and just Cat. As you guys are all kind of talking about these books and poking around, looking around. You hear maybe like a humming or a whistling coming from the other side of the doors.
I'm gonna hop down, and it's 2 doors, right? Like 2 doors,
Like
like
two
a
large
double
doors
door.
that look like they, like swing open. Yeah.
Is there any gap in between them or under on the bottom that I could maybe peek through?
There is a small gap along the bottom that you could peek through. It's not very large, but you could peek through. Your
I
eyes are
want to
little.
try to peek through the gap.
Okay. So you kind of smash your face down onto the floor, and you're kind of trying to peek through. Roll me a I guess yeah, I guess that would be an investigation check.
With disadvantage or anything?
No.
15.
Okay, so you're looking through. It's kind
Wait,
of
I
hard
think
to
I
make
rolled
out.
the wrong thing. I did.
Oh yeah,
I-
you did. You rolled
yes,
an
I did.
insight.
17.
Okay. So you're peeking through. You can tell that it is a not quite dimly lit, but not bright room. You see from your perspective a lot of legs for furniture. Not 100% sure really what furniture, because you're kind of just seeing the legs. You can tell by the width and stuff of the legs. Maybe some are thinner for candle stands, and maybe some small tables, and then some maybe a little bit larger for chairs and bigger tables. And you can also make out some shadows on the ground, and then at the very, very back of the room, you do kind of see maybe some shadows moving about. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people or anything in that room. And you can also tell from looking around that it is kind of a long, narrowish room. Not quite as narrow as this room. It does look like it opens up a little bit. But not too much wider.
Okay. So,
And you do vaguely see some bookshelves lining the walls.
okay, so I'm assuming that I, even though I am small, am laying on the ground looking underneath the doorway.
Yeah.
Does anybody notice me doing this?
I'd say we. So is the room actually this tiny? Because it looks very tiny.
It's not big.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that we're probably all looking at you then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to conclude my investigation for the moment and turn back and relay all of the information that I have just gained to my comrades here about what I could perceive from the room beyond. And then after saying all of that, I'm going to say I'm going to have a closer look. And I want to use Far Step to put myself underneath one of the pieces of furniture.
Let me see. What does Far Step do?
Far
Well-
step, you teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. On each of your turns before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action to teleport in this way again. It's concentration and verbal.
Okay. How? Okay, so if you're looking through the door, okay, if I ping into the darkness, can you guys see it? Like if I ping right here,
Yes.
can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see what looks to be a pedestal of some sort right here.
Mm-hmm.
You see a couple legs right here that look a little bit decorative. Right here, you see just 4 basic wooden legs. Right here, you see maybe another pedestal. Right here, you see some like smaller legs. There's 3. Just past that, you do see a couple legs here that look pretty basic. Some more basic legs right here. Some legs that maybe look like they belong to like a small end table right here. Some more right here.
Person's got a lot of furniture. I kind of want to teleport to the decorative legs because I'm gonna
right
assume
here?
that the decorative legs are kind of a couch or a chair of some sort.
Okay. So you want to teleport to like right here.
Yes.
All right. I don't know how that spell. Do you have to like? How does that work? Like, do you verbal, semantic? Do you roll
It's-
for it?
It's verbal.
Can you send it to the thing?
How do I? What about
You
this?
should click on if you've got the spell. You under cast is a display in VTT. As long as you're beyond 20s working, which I know you have trouble with sometimes.
It's so far beyond 20's been working, but the spell is not showing up for me. When I go to my manage spells, it's not in my list, and I was like, oh, did I forget to add this? And then when I go to search for Far Step, it's not in any list, and I'm like, is Far Step not part of D&D anymore? Did I miss this? But then when I went to the like D&D wiki, it's right there.
Oh, is it? Is it? I think I remember having this conversation with you for Cat, anyways, and when he'd gotten that spell, which was like a provincial point in his past, it was like attached to a book, and you might have the book in your inventory, and I think I may have put the spell in that book.
Okay, yeah, because I do have Cat's spell book or Cat's first scroll.
So I think why it's not showing up, Jess, is because it's from Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So if you don't have that book on D&D Beyond, it won't show up for you to add it to your character.
Okay, yeah, I don't have that book.
Oh, and I do. So whenever I turn sharing on for mine, so
Okay.
that would have been why. It's probably not showing up now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, am I still allowed to use this then?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So it's verbal. So how do you cast this?
I turn to everyone, explain what I saw in the room, and be like, I'm going to go in for a closer look without opening the door. And I'm just going to turn and very silently,
Just a little. Okay. So you do that. Let me move you to here. And oh god.
Oh, where'd she go? Where'd they go?
I don't know. I can't. Can I reveal areas just for one player?
Yeah. If it's
How?
if it's inside the same area and you're in it and you just move them over there, then they should be able to see. Like Cat should
So-
be able to see.
So it's on the same map. So
Yeah.
if I like create a square of light.
Oh, if you're creating squares of light,
So I don't know how else to do dynamic lighting.
yeah, I know what you're saying. I have to look at what you're talking about though, because I don't usually work that way. I usually create the walls like you were talking about a while ago.
Yeah, because I'm using Fog of War.
Yep. I'm just gonna have to launch mine and see what the buttons are so that I can talk intelligently about it, because I know what you're talking about. I just haven't used that method.
Actually, here, let me just do this.
Oops.
If I do this,
Well, that's weird.
do you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, oh well. Pretend you don't.
Fog
Okay.
of War, guys. You don't see it.
Hold on, because there's more I need to.
You could always what we're talking about too in the dynamic lighting layer. Just click on that and go to polyline under the draw command, and then you can just draw a line on the dynamic lighting layer, and it should already be selected to wall and regular, and we won't be able to see through that or move through it. Just FYI.
See, I don't have dynamic lighting as a layer.
Ah, it just
I have map and background, objects and token, and then GM info overlay.
no dynamic lighting. You might not have dynamic lighting turned on. If you go into the map settings up at the top where your pages, you'd have to go to dynamic lighting and turn it on.
Fog of War is on. I don't
Do you
have.
It'd be right next to page details, actually, right at the top when you go to the page settings.
I don't have that tab.
Huh.
Maybe, do you have like the fancy version of this?
I mean, I do have a subscription. I don't know.
Okay. That might be a subscription feature, I'm wondering.
Might be then.
It's fine. Alright. Cat, you teleport into this room,
Okay.
and you see that you are under a globe.
All right. Still under
And
a piece of bread.
it's a tight squeeze.
So I'm hunkered down pretty low.
And you do see, if you're I'm assuming you're looking around, getting a better feel for this room.
Mm-hmm.
And you do see, like, the pedestals that you were seeing are, in fact, like here and here, are just large pedestals with, like, a candelabra on top. There's a lot of, like, armchairs spread out, some tables, like, end tables, the bookshelves. And then down here, you do see a larger oval table, a couch, and a woman just walking around, humming and whistling to herself. Looks like she's like grabbing some materials off the bookshelves, putting it onto the table. Looks like she's getting ready to like do some research on something.
Oh, okay. This is not Fitzpatrick, I'm guessing. Because, well, I don't know. They said we would know them when we saw them. They didn't really give us a good descriptor. Okay, I want to go back into the little room. I'm going to... I didn't go very far, correct? How much is this?
Mm.
What is this, 5, 10, 15 feet?
Yeah. just about.
Okay, so I'm 15 feet away from these double doors, shoved underneath of a giant globe.
Mm-hmm.
So I have Far Step as a... Oh my goodness, what is it? The spell that you can cast all the time. A
Cantrip?
Yeah. Am I allowed to use it as a cantrip in this campaign as well?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take in the room, all of its
Mhm.
details, and the woman. Can I see her face very well at all and make out any characteristics?
He's about 40-ish feet away from you. I don't know. How good are chickens' eyesight?
I don't think it's that good.
I mean, you're a magical chicken, but like...
Yeah, so
Even
would I have
so.
people eyesight or chicken eyesight? Probably chicken eyesight, because chicken everything else, except for my
Yeah.
wizardly powers.
Yeah. So I would say you can get like vague details, like if you really squint and kinda like lean forward and try and get as good a look as you can.
So, chickens can see a lot more colors than humans can, apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah, they have 4 types of cones that let them see red, blue, green, light, as well as ultraviolet light. Therefore, they can see many more colors and shades than we do.
Well, damn.
Well,
So you're kind of squinting and looking at her. You can kind of make out a figure. She looks very petite, with lovely green like dress robes on, and some red hair kind of just messily tied up onto her head. But you can't really
Make out any
make out a
details.
lot of like facial features or anything like that.
Okay, also, while you were saying all that, I just realized that I probably can't use Far Step because I have to be able to see the spot that I want to transport to. And I could see the spot underneath the globe, but I can't see through the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Although you
I
can see under the doors, like you said,
can.
but seeing
Okay.
back through the doors might be the challenge.
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand. How far does Mage Hand work? I'm gonna cast Mage Hand, a spectral floating hand. 1 minute, 30 feet. So where is that? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so right here, wait, click. Right here, I'm gonna use Mage Hand to kind of just like knock some books off the shelf, just like a couple of books. And I don't have to cast or anything. Verbal semantic.
What
I
is
just-
your...
just very, again, as quietly as I can, just talk as quietly as I can, and I cast Mage Hand to pull a couple of books off the shelf right here, 30 feet away, right next to this candelabra on the left-hand wall.
Okay. Does Mage Hand have... Yeah, spectral floating hand, so like you could... Make me a stealth check.
Uh-oh, okay. 17.
Okay. So you're kind of watching this lady, and like right as she kind of turns to like go towards this other bookshelf here, and you're like, all right, this is my opportunity. And then you kind of just buck, and the hand reaches out and smacks a couple books down, and you see her just kind of like, you hear her sigh and like mutter something, and then she like whips around and like walks over here and starts like kind of looking around, and you see her pick up... Oh, why can't I select her? Hell.
She's a piece of furniture now.
Apparently. I put her on the wrong layer. That's why. She gets over here and you see her like picking up these books and kind of like looking them over and like, shaking her head and putting them back up.
While she's doing that, I'm going to try as stealthily as I can while keeping the globe in between me and her. Go back to the door, peek underneath of it to see the room beyond. And teleport myself back into the room.
All right.
Do you want me to roll another stealth?
No.
Okay.
You badoop back in.
Oh,
So everybody else, you guys saw you see Cat just disappear and then reappear.
Yeah, because that took all of what, like 30 seconds?
Yeah, not very long.
The cat's back.
I turned to everyone and I'm like, there's somebody else on the other side of the door.
Friendly?
I don't know. I didn't engage them or talk to them or get their notice. It's a woman in a green dress with red hair organizing books.
Oh, she sounds friendly. I go for the door.
I'm gonna call out and yell after you knock.
Hey. Hello.
Do you knock on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanna hear this knock.
Oh,
Yeah.
I tried to make it, but I don't know if it came through. But
I
I
think
didn't. Yeah, I don't think it cut out.
Yeah, just like flick your mic.
oh
Oh, wait.
no, that doesn't work either.
It popped up for a second.
Yeah, I was trying to knock on the wood that my desk is here too, and I was doing it first. I just did like a regular knock, but then I was like really thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, this is my character, and just took up both of their little tiny squirrel hands and just pounded on the door, like both of them, like, oh! Which I'm sure still sounded like the smallest of poundings.
Just a slight scratching upon the door, and someone's
All
like,
right.
"What is that?"
So do you just knock once or are you just sitting there just pounding away?
Pounding away.
Okay. So you're pounding away and as you're knocking, the door fling open.
Inward?
It would be outward from you.
Oh, okay. That's good.
And you see a woman standing there.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. My name is Etakera Kalistata.
Not too much, not any bigger than like Flint Renshaw size.
So what is that, like 3 feet? Because everybody
Yeah.
kind of got like shrunk-ish, so that we're all proportional with this slightly smaller place.
Yes. Yeah, Renshaw's 3 feet.
Maybe a little. She's closer to like 3.5 feet, but like not much taller than Renshaw and about the same size as Flint.
I am standing on this recliner watching this altercation or interaction at the door.
And Etakera is just rattling off, like nonstop, just word vomit.
And she's just standing there, and she kind of like tilts her head, has a really puzzled look on her face, and it kind of like she takes everybody in and is just completely confused, and she like goes to say something, and then like locks eyes with the painting, and like her face relaxes, and she puts her head back up and kind of like nods to herself, and it's like, oh right, I forgot to close that door. And then, like, she just kind of shakes her head and is like, all right, well, you might as well come on in.
Do you know where Fitzpatrick is? That rat bastard.
And she kind of cocks her head and looks at you a little bit puzzled and goes, I don't believe I know of any rat named Fitzpatrick.
Well, we might have gone and taken a wrong turn. We were headed towards him. But I guess we could come in. Do you have food? I scamper off.
Kind of laughs. She's like, no, no food. This is just my study.
I hop off the chair and just go, "Bagok!" and then follow the squirrel.
And yeah, she
Like we're
turns
best friends.
and kind of walks towards this way and like kind of motions to the like chairs around. She's like, feel free to have a seat.
Oh, okay. And then you'll bring us food. I like nuts.
And then she sighs and she's like, I don't have food here, dear. This is my study.
Renshaw's
What?
face just like falls when he hears that there's no food. Right, that's just like the worst news that you could ever break. And so they just kind of wander. Renshaw wanders into the study and looks around and asks, first off, Miss, what is your name, please? And also, do you have any items that are shiny?
She kind of looks at you and smiles. And she says, well, I'm known as a lady of knowledge. What is your name?
A lady. Wait, a lady of knowledge, Miss. That's all you can give me for a name.
And she kind of chuckles and walks up to you and is kind of just like looking you up and down. And like does a couple laps around you, looks you up and down. She kind of like lifts up your arm, like is like she's like studying and investigating you. And then she kind of pulls out this small little device, holds it up to her eye. It's like a little lens, and she's looking over you. And she sighs and puts it back into, like, tucks it back into her waistband of her skirt. And goes, you're not from here, are you?
Well, where exactly is here? And Renshaw gestures. So this inspection is not bothered Renshaw at all. They're just patiently waiting, investigating the ceiling like noticing the ceiling if there's anything cool on there, just waiting for her to be done. And then very nonchalantly, well, where exactly is here?
And she smiles real big, and she's like, well, the Fey realm, of course.
I don't know how much I would know about that.
I don't know.
We're gonna go ahead and say that I know nothing. So I'm be like,
Okay.
No, I don't. I don't believe that I have ever visited. Been so privileged as to visit the Fey realm.
And she nods and smiles. She goes, well, in that case, you may call me Adelina.
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 Well, lovely to make your acquaintance, Adelina. I ask after shiny objects. We are looking for a friend's misplaced jewelry.
And she smiles and she says, well, there's lots of shiny things in the Fey Wild if you know where to look.
So we're looking for very specific items, supposedly taken by some fellow named Fitzpatrick. So I'm not looking for anything shiny. There are very specific items that I'm in search of.
it like kind of all clicks, and you see it kind of click across her face, and she goes, "Oh, a fellow named Fitzpatrick. The cute, sweet little squirrel over there said that it was a rat bastard, so I just assumed you were looking for a rat named Fitzpatrick.
Well-
I know of a man named Fitzpatrick."
Ah, delightful. That is good to hear.
And-
Might you let us know where Fitzpatrick might be found and point us in the direction?
And she smiles and nods and goes, yes, I can let you know, but first, I haven't had the pleasure of being introduced to you all. And she kind of wanders back over to here, to like kind of the center of the room. And it's like, I've told you all my name. I haven't had the pleasure of getting yours.
The squirrel's asleep in the cozy chair. Curled up with the tail around
As I'm
its face.
examining her globe, I'll just look up and you can call me Flint. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And she smiles and says, a pleasure to meet you too, Flint.
I just bagok in greeting.
She looks at you and does her best, like, kind of clears her throat and tries the best she can to, like, mimic your bagok and just...
That's our companion cat.
And she nods and, like, looks at you, Cat, and she goes, pleasure to meet you as well, Cat.
I give her a nod without bagocking or clucking or anything.
Renshaw looks over and is a little skeptical because this Adelina just looks too sweet, and so says, "I, fair maiden, go by Rennie."
And she smiles and she's like, what a lovely name. Hello, Rennie. And then kind of like motions towards Etrakira and is like, and does the squirrel have a name?
You see it breathing softly with its face buried in its tail.
Renshaw's gonna pipe up and be like, yes, we call the squirrel Eddie.
And she smiles and is like, Eddie, cute. And she kind of is like, so it's been so long since I've had visitors. This is so exciting. And like she kind of like climbs up onto this chair here and just kind of sits down. And it's just sitting there like looking at you guys all. Big grin on her face, just like, yes, visitors. Nice.
People. So nice. It's a
Very.
trap.
Yeah. So, Adelina, what can you tell us? As we've never been to the Fey realm before, is there anything you can tell us that we should know?
Oh, well, it's a lovely place. It really is. There's just so many beautiful things to see. I don't know where to begin.
Would you mind showing us some of these beautiful things?
Well, sure. She goes, I have tons of books on everything you could possibly think of in the area. And she kind of like motions around her.
If these things are in the area, could we take a field trip, so to say? Ha ha ha. Rennie's very pleased with themselves.
And she smiles and kind of gives a chuckle back. And she says, well, I have some very important research projects I'm working on right now. So I will not be able to accompany you out there, but you can go exploring, yeah.
Oh, but Adelina, how will we know where to go? How will we know how to talk to other fellow beings that exist in this world if we don't have your obvious, by looking like gestures to the books around the room, your obvious expertise and know-how? I'm gonna roll persuasion, trying to real hard to get Adelina to come with us. Especially, you know Fitzpatrick, the person we were trying to find. That's a dirty 20.
She kind of chuckles when you say that she knows Fitzpatrick. And she chuckles and she goes, "Well, I know of him."
That's a far deal greater than us. We have no idea what this fellow even looks like.
And she kind of looks at you. She's kind of pondering. She goes, "How about this? How about we play a little game? Do you guys like games? I very much enjoy games."
The squirrel farts, wakes itself up. Her ears perk up at the sound of games, though, and it's, games. I like games.
And she kind of smiles real big and motions to Kira, and it's like, "See, perfect. Let's play a game."
I know rock, paper, scissors, or the boulder, paper, shears.
And she smiles and goes, "Ah, yes, that is fun. However, I was thinking more of a game involving knowledge, since I am a lady of knowledge."
Well, how are we going to ensure that this game is fair? Because with all these books, you obviously will have much more knowledge than any of us.
And she smiles and kind of nods and goes, "Well, are you saying you guys are not intelligent? Are you guys not people of knowledge?"
I'd say I'm more wise than intelligent.
She goes, "You solved my riddle to get through my door."
Wait, she thought she left the door open.
She meant the portal open.
Oh.
Yeah, about that. It was so hard. Maybe you could tell us the terms, and we could decide whether or not we want to.
Yes, my dear. I'm not saying no. I'm just afraid it will be very boring for you if we provide no competition at all in this game. You can win. You will likely win handedly, and I don't know if that will be fun for you.
And she smiles and nods and goes, "Okay. Terms of the game. How about if you win, I will teleport you to the entrance to Fitzpatrick's home."
Alright. But what if we lose?
And she looks and kind of smiles real big and goes, "Well, if you lose, you grant me one wish."
We're not genie.
And she laughs. She goes, "Of course not. I know that. But this is a wish that could easily be granted by you folk."
I'm looking around at all of my companions very questioningly. This
I got
seems
nuts if you want nuts.
shady as
Sorry.
hell.
I'm gonna call for a huddle in the back of the room.
And she kind of laughs and like motions for you guys to go to the back. She goes, yes, discuss amongst yourselves.
What do you mean, wish that we could be getting to you? Do you have words for this wish that you think it'd be easy? Because I have some nuts I'd love to share.
And she smiles and she's like, I appreciate your kindness. I am okay on nuts right now.
Okay. I guess that's not the wish that she means. I just say awkwardly and go back to the huddle. Doesn't want my nuts of wisdom, I guess.
Who
Who doesn't want these nuts?
You call it a huddle?
Flint?
So what does everyone think about this?
This seems like a trap.
I have a spell
Thought.
for traps.
My first thought is, what's the worst that could happen? But as soon as I think that, the answer becomes immediately obvious.
Well, she did tell us that we could go back to the river. I mean, if we want to keep taking our chances with walking down that.
Did she say we
But-
could go back to the river?
Well, she said for I think it was an ask from you, Red, to whether or not we'd go out to a field, something or other. Forget the word you used, but there's something or other, and she didn't want to go with us, but she said that we could go. I do have fine traps, but I think that's more of a physical thing, less so mental spell. Good.
The open-ended
Also, Zone of
wish is
Truth, or-
quite. The open-ended wish is kind of concerning. What if we counter her offer with putting some limits on her wishing?
I mean, we do have a potential for 3 wishes. We could share one. That was
I mean,
what.
unless her wish is for us to stay here forever.
Yeah, that would be sus.
Oh, well, I mean,
That's the thing. Like, she's asking for a wish. She's either asking for one of the wishes that we're supposed to get when we find Fitzpatrick, or she's going to ask for something that is, I'm going to think, harmful to all of us, or at least one of us.
Yeah, she seems nice enough. I don't think she would wish harm on us. But we could clarify that with her. Hey,
Can we?
Adelaide, do you want to harm us any?
And she like kind of looks at you and chuckles and goes, I never harm people.
You wouldn't wish any harm on us ever?
No.
Okay. I see. Eh? Kind of
Good thing
do
you're a squirrel.
shrug. Yeah, she did say people. You got that right. We are in the Fey Wilds. I do forget that sometimes.
The whole
Uh,
thing
What would
still
we like to
kinda
do,
seems
gang? Are we
sketchy.
going to take a chance, or are we going to leave? Do we think we even can leave at this point?
Hey, Adeline, do you think we could leave?
He chuckles and goes, well, I've said if you play the game, I will teleport you to right outside Fitzpatrick's home.
But could we just, go back through the portal that we came through? Is that a thing you'll let us do?
Oh, well, I'm sorry, dearie, but that portal's kind of finicky, and it takes a while to recharge after somebody's come through it.
Well, guess we ain't got no choice, guys.
I want
Yeah.
to roll. Is she telling the truth? Can I tell
Roll?
if she is lying or being deceptive without
Roll an
even
insight.
from? Okay.
Well, I did poke the picture, and it didn't do any. It was a picture. It was just a picture.
17.
You get a weird vibe from her. Maybe, like, she's not lying, but you get the sense that you're not getting the whole truth from her.
That's the thing that I'm wondering, because I'm like, she's saying things that she believes and that she thinks are 100% true, but they might be super fucked up to the rest of us.
Well,
That's
What
worried about.
if
I just
we
hop on over to her real quick. Just keep
Chip,
skittering
chip, chip,
all the way over. Yeah, and
And she looks at you and
sit.
smiles and goes, "Hello, Eddie."
Hi, Adelina. I was wondering, in confidence, and I'm saying it under my breath, more or less, not under my breath completely, but enough that they couldn't be overheard. Are you sure we couldn't just, walk back through that portal over there? 100%, like Hundo P, guarantee.
So, what does Zone of Truth?
Oh yeah, I can send you the whole thing here, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize it didn't all come through. But yeah, so it's a sphere centered on me at this point. And the Hundo P, and I take my my little squirrel hands and kind of clean both of my ears, like on either side of them, and wash my eyes and head a little bit too, as the semantic portion of it, kind of like opening my senses and listening in real intensely.
Ooh, sneaky squirrel.
what?
I don't have a.
It's
Okay.
a 15, by the way, if you just wanted to roll as the
Yes.
saving.
Second. One quick second to pull something up.
Love, can you do me a favor?
What?
Will you get me a drink? I'm pinned down by Her Majesty. I can't move.
You're gonna suckle the royal milk later.
I just took a drink, sir.
That was the whole idea.
Wait, what is this?
Shit. For whatever reason, I'm not the only one that likes the dice that you guys got me.
Oh, the kitty cat likes them too. I'm looking
Yeah.
at this. Okay, there it goes. It wasn't playing.
Oh,
She's just trying to steal it.
Yep.
it's shiny. I must have it.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, the button I wanted to press. Am I wrong? Cat, this is gonna come up as from you, but it's not.
Okay.
Okay. You said it's a 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she kind of like looks at you and says, "Well, as I've said, like it does take a while to recharge. But it should be ready in about half an hour to an hour. And she kind of like looks, and she like kind of like looks kind of disappointed in herself that she gave like that time frame away.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm assuming she's talking out loud, or is she just talking to me?
Yeah, do the rest of us hear this? If we're actively listening.
Yeah, if you're actively listening, then yeah, you would hear. She doesn't whisper it.
I look back at the gang then and shrug.
So wait 30 minutes or play her game.
And once she says that and like is like kind of puzzled, and then it kind of like clicks on her face, and she just looks at you and smiles. She goes, "You're a tricky little squirrel, aren't you?"
I like my games too, like I said. Could you maybe explain more about this game that you were talking about? What are the parameters that you're
So
thinking
when you say I like my games too, she nods and she goes, "Yes, so we've started playing then?"
I don't know about that. I don't have consent from everyone. That's not my full decision.
I hop up on the table next to her and I kind of like hunker down and I say, I, Cat, will play your game. Making sure that I've made it clear that I chose to do this
Then
myself.
And she smiles and goes, "Oh, good. Kat and Eddie are playing. What about you, Flint and Rennie?"
Don't sit on my phone. That's gross. I'm sorry.
Flint, Rennie, what's the worst you got to lose?
We're talking to you. Sorry, he just got back down here with my drink.
No, you're good.
What's up?
Kat came over and jumped up on the table and said, "I, Kat, will play your game." And she was like, "Oh, good. Kat and Eddie are gonna play. What about you, Flint and Rennie?"
I didn't hear any consent from Eddie.
Do you say that out loud? Like as Kat?
Yes.
Well, if
She's
Cat's
gonna look at you and go,
playing.
"Well, Eddie's already started playing."
Oh.
Eddie
Well.
started playing games with me, so it's only fair that I get to play back.
Turnabout is fair play, I say with a wink and a nod.
Oh, that's agreeing. You just agreed.
I did.
I guess I will join your game as well.
And she kind of like claps. Excellent. One left, Rennie. Will you be playing too?
And Rennie just kind of sighs and says, "The hell with it. I'll play."
Excellent. And she smiles and she goes, "Question number 1.
Yeah.
What has 13 hearts but no other organs?"
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Johnny is slamming shit, and I did not hear what you said.
She said, "What has 13 hearts but no other organs?"
Something very ill.
Got you, DM.
Thanks.
Um. Eddie is scratching their chin, thinking, pondering off into the distance.
What has 13 hearts but no other organs?
Oh wait, is this like a deck of cards or something? I'm not saying this out loud. I'm gonna like mumble and mutter. And I guess we should confer.
Then she kind of folds her hands over her lap and She like kind of motions to like your group as a whole. She goes, brainstorm if you must.
What? How many
Olivia.
cards are there in a deck?
52.
Yeah,
Sounds
but
nice.
divided into 4, right? Because there's 4 suits.
Divided 50.
That's 13.
Yeah.
It's definitely a deck of cards.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm
Because I
gonna,
don't think a spade is an organ, as far as I know.
No.
no, definitely not. Neither a diamond nor a.
Well, you were the brilliant mind who came up with the answer. You present our findings. Unless, Flint,
Maybe.
you have anything to say against this?
So there are 13 hearts in a deck of cards, and we're not talking. Yeah, no, there's not a number 13. Never mind.
So everybody okay with this? Everybody confident? I'm not trying to speak for the team, but
Hi,
Go for it.
Flint. Flint.
He's muted. He's been
Sorry.
talking for the past 5
Ah,
minutes.
shit.
No, my drawer was
worst.
stuck, and I was fumbling with it, and I was trying to slamming it, trying to get it to shut. And I muted my mic because of it.
Oh, that's the worst. Though.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be a play.
all right, I'm gonna get on my tiptoes and look over at Adelina and be like, a deck of cards.
And she smiles and laughs. She goes, oh, excellent. Correct you are. And then she kind of like goes, okay. The next question.
Wait a minute. How many questions are there?
And she kind of looks and she goes, well, there's 4 of you, so 4 questions.
I only asked one question to start my game, but that's
Well, there's only 1 of me.
exactly. So one question. I can roll persuasion if you'd like. It's not going to be very good.
Okay.
That's all right, I guess.
And she kind of nods when you say, right, so 1 question. She goes, exactly. 1 question for 1 of me, 4 questions for 4 of you.
Yeah, so we get to ask you 4 questions. I've asked you 1. You've asked us 1.
And she kind of like narrows her eyes at you and nods and goes, okay. So you have asked 1. Who is next?
Mm.
The lady of knowledge, people. Use it.
Hold on.
I was gonna say, do we want to make it a good question, like a deep,
I just want to
world-bending
ask.
question, or
I kind
about
of
the
want to ask
quest?
her what the most dangerous thing in the Fey Wild is. I don't know if that'll be useful or not.
You're just mulling with us, right? Because
Yeah, I'm just mulling.
Eddie would say, well, maybe the better question would be how to defeat the hardest creature in the Feywild. Or befriend. Whichever
Ooh,
you
what is it and what's its weakness?
Yeah.
How do we feel about that?
I think that's a good question.
Okay, Adelina, I think, not Adelaide, right?
Adelina, yep.
Yeah. Adelina, what is what is the weakness of the most dangerous creature in the Feywild?
And she smiles and looks and says, well, And she smiles and says, well, I would say a weakness would maybe be when it's asleep.
When it's asleep.
Is that the answer she said? Did she stop or she? Oh,
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
was
guess.
that the end of the answer or did you cut out?
No, when it's asleep.
Okay.
Okie dokie. I guess that wasn't so much of a
Something.
game as I'm just trying to get information out of Adelena.
okay. We've got 2 more questions from Flint and Kat. What is your question, Adelaida?
And she smiles and says, I never was, but always will be. No one ever saw me, but everyone knows I exist. I give people the motivation to better themselves every day. What am I?
Time.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Because I was thinking air at first. No, time doesn't.
Yeah, I thought wind until the motivation to do things. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what
that's
threw me.
time.
Yeah,
And
the more
how?
time, Adelina.
And she kind of smiles and like looks at you, at Jakira, and like she looks very pleased with herself and goes, the answer is tomorrow.
Which is, in a roundabout way, time.
Which is
Or rather, a marker of time.
And you see kind of like a wave of irritation like cross her face, and she kind of nods and goes, okay. Yes, you are correct. That's fair.
I feel like these are going to get harder, guys. So, Flint, you have to have a good question for yours. What is?
So I'm gonna huddle up, guys.
Okay, let's huddle.
I
My-
jump up on
my-
his shoulder.
My question to her would be, what is a criminal's best asset? I'm not going to say the answer because Gab can hear me. Jess looked at me like,
You guys
No,
can
was
move
that
to one
the
of the
entire
other one of the other channels if you want.
Oh,
I mean,
Or here, I can hear. I'll move.
I'm okay with this question. I don't need to like approve
Okay.
it.
well,
so yeah.
what's?
I would ask her, what is a criminal's best asset? And the answer is his liability.
Ah,
Oh, so
I
you're
think
going
she'll
for
like that. If she
You're go-
comes up with the answer, she'll like it. She'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
so you're just going for the fun of the question. No, for okay, I got you. All right.
Wait, what should I ask when it's my turn to ask a question?
Hold on, I got one for you.
No, I feel like I should ask something about our quest.
Oh,
Like, did Fitzpatrick actually steal the jewels, or is this guy a nutcase and did he steal from himself? Because I feel like
yeah, I like this.
That's probably the best one, honestly, for this current line of. I would agree with that, especially since it's our last question.
yeah,
Yeah.
since our last question should be related to the quest. Be like,
Yeah, no, it's balanced.
yeah, and I'm like, how could I word it? Because it's technically 2 questions. If I just say, did Fitzpatrick steal the jewels? Or was it...
We can ask if Fitzpatrick has the jewels in his possession. Like, it's specifically the stolen jewels, right? Because he could just have jewels. Like,
Yeah.
does Fitzpatrick have in his possession the jewelry that we seek?
Yeah, so I can't remember the guy's name. Who are we
Oh,
it's
helping?
in the typical
Declan.
chat.
Declan? So does
Yep.
Fitzpatrick have Declan's stolen jewels?
Stolen.
Missing jewels.
Yeah, because that's the other thing too, is I'm like, we're dealing with the Fey. We have to be very, very specific about our wording.
Stolen jewelry.
Yeah.
I would say
Because
missing.
Yeah, missing jewelry. Does
Does
Fitzpatrick-
Fitzpatrick have Declan's missing jewelry? Missing family heirlooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it is more than jewelry.
Mm-hmm. So does Declan have?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Flint?
Okay. So, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go outside? Yeah.
What is a criminal's best asset?
Kind of looking and mulling over. Thinks for a minute. What is a criminal's best asset?
It's a good thing your mic doesn't pick up typing.
I'm actually not looking it up. I'm trying to solve them on my own. She kind of is looking. She looks at you, Flint, and she says, well, I would imagine it would be themselves?
Close, but no cigar. A criminal's best asset is their liability.
And she kind of looks at you and nods, and she starts laughing a lot.
Big old belly laugh.
hmm And she goes, "Oh, that was a fun one. I enjoyed that." And then, her face goes real serious. She goes, "Is it my turn now?"
Yes, I believe it is your last question for us.
And she looks at you and goes, "No, no. I have two more."
Oh, my apologies.
And she smiles. And she says, "What question can you never answer yes to?"
Are you okay?
Wow. What question can you never answer yes to?
I don't know if I have anything for this one.
Are you okay
Um,
with baby genocide?
oh my God. I was gonna say, how are you in this group huddle of our team here? Because you can't just say yes to how are you.
I mean, you can. This one right now?
A rhetorical question. No.
Maybe.
A
That seems
rhetorical
kind of
question still counts as a question.
I would say
Yeah.
the question she just asked us.
SWAT. That'd be pretty funny. What should she just ask? Is there a name for a question that?
Well, for types of questions?
Yeah, for a type of question that isn't a yes or no answer.
Uh,
That's why I was thinking like rhetorical question.
what's the definition of a rhetorical question?
Oh, a rhetorical question is one of those questions that answers themselves. You know, like you just watched somebody take a poop. Did you take a poop today? But it would be obviously yes in that particular case, so I guess you could answer yes to it. So that one doesn't really count.
Yeah, like
Or
there's
if the
a
question
bear
you
shit in the woods.
Yeah.
Answer maybe a multiple choice question. Well, I don't think that counts.
That's also funny.
SAT questions?
Are you dead? You can never say yes to that because you're dead.
I mean, I can think of a character in one of our campaigns that can say yes to that.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
a living
Griselda.
dead.
Griselda.
I mean, that's a good logical point.
What about just unconscious?
But it has to be a question because the question was what is a question that you can't say yes to? If I'm remembering the wording right, I should have written that one down.
What is the
God damn it.
question you can't? Yeah, I should have wrote that down too instead of just trying to remember it.
What is a question that you cannot answer yes to?
Have you ever lied? Everyone in their whole life has lied about something.
But the Fae cannot tell a lie. The Fae cannot tell an outright lie.
They can be very evasive.
But,
And they
but
can-
they can't technically lie.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
That you cannot answer yes to.
A question, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yum.
I'm gonna go with dead. That's
What
fine.
about the double negative? Because then wouldn't it just be a positive anyways? No. Maybe that train of thought is dumb too.
I don't know. Rhetorical questions was a pretty good answer, but
But I think rhetorical questions answer themselves and in a way say yes, but I don't know.
oh, maybe.
Question you cannot answer. I also like Ren's this question because we cannot answer it with yes. Maybe we should just answer the question with yes.
Um.
Or maybe we could just say
You
a
kind of hear
question.
her like,
Is there a time limit? Sorry.
and she kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, I suppose not."
Hmm.
Something tells me this is going to be punny.
Should we just
But I don't know.
answer with yes then? Or I think we need a consensus on an answer.
I like Are You Dead? And I also like this question. Those
This
are my
question,
votes.
yeah, the answer, this question, you can't just say yes to, is a good answer. What's everybody else think?
Both of them sound solid to me.
Okay, so which one do we use?
I
Go with
want to
your
ask.
gut, Kat.
What's her name? Analine?
Adelina.
Adelina?
Adelina.
And is this her last question?
No, she's got 2 more. Or
She's
one
got
more.
one
after
more
this.
after this question.
I want to try to persuade her to let us have 2 chances at this.
That might count as the last question we get to ask, though.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Okay.
You could persuade her without a question, though.
How do you persuade without asking a question?
A demand. I would like for you to give us 2 chances on this one.
And that ended with a period, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Are you still there, Gab?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you guys still
No, I
going
think
back
that's
and forth, or was that you saying?
Flint's current stance on this particular predicament and says it out loud in that manner.
Yes.
I mean,
I would like for you to give us 2 chances at this question.
Roll me a persuasion. Oh,
I hope you're wearing your tight pants today.
22.
he smiles and looks at you and says, "How about I give you the 2 chances, and I get an extra question?"
Nope.
No, wait, no. I'm going to say fair because you just asked me a question.
Ah! Sorry.
And she looks at you and says, "Oh, that wasn't a question. That was a counteroffer."
I wasn't
With a
asking for an
statement.
offer. I was asking for a demand.
She looks. She goes, "You made a statement. I made a counter statement."
Guys, I need help with this one.
Etrikira Pootsikin in the tension. Just a little.
I got it. No,
What?
okay. We'll forget my demand, and we'll forget your counter, and we'll just go straight forward and answer. How does that sound?
He nods and goes, "Very well."
Guys, just trust me on this one.
Okay.
Our answer to your question is a rhetorical question.
And she smiles and says, "No. The answer is, are you sleeping?"
Ah,
Take a
but
Flint
that is
takes a deep
incorrect
sigh.
because I sleep talk.
Flint
And
will take a
she's
deep sigh. Just, man, we were so close. As he grabs the fork on his belt and tings it against his belt buckle.
Does he have the fork?
I would. I am going to wrap this in somehow. I've determined in my own sick way. I don't know how though.
But we had determined last time that this
Well, Flint and Cat
they
have
didn't
never
have
met.
their and they didn't have their inventory.
Oh, we did.
Oh wait,
did
we
we?
don't have our inventory?
I thought
I know we didn't have our torque necklaces, but I didn't know if we
Yeah.
were without anything else.
So we have no weapons or anything?
It's fully your discretion, DM.
okay. So then I will say that you don't have your torques, but you do have your inventory, yeah. Okay. So then yes, you would have the fork.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
How far back does it jump?
15 seconds?
Yeah, I thought it was
It's like-
15 seconds.
I think yeah, something like that. We're choking on water here. Excuse me.
Josh, how does the fork work?
Oh, 6 seconds. It's actually written here on the fork.
That's what I thought I remembered too. And basically, it's if you were in combat, one fork would just be like your turn, and that's what we determined it because that's how you were trying to use it anyhow, most of the time, so that you could replay just 6 seconds of time. And the fork worked basically. Flint has an idea of what happened, and it's because he's holding the fork. No one else is touching it, and
Wait! Eddie's on his shoulder.
I jumped off
Okay.
in this.
I was gonna say that could cause problems.
and so Flint is aware of the situation, and that time has gone back that 6 seconds, but no one else is.
Okay. Is it like
So it says here, upon striking the prongs, a harmonic sound emanates from them, and time flows back 6 seconds for the wielder.
So okay, so the reason I'm asking Josh is because this lady has magic resistance and she has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Also, would she notice the passage of time going in reverse?
It says resistance, right?
Right.
That is at least on Tarith, and this is why I would say at DM's discretion for that, because this is one of those items for sure that would spark a conflagration at any table besides ours between players, and it's because this item is beyond legendary. It's mythical. It's
It's utter fuckery!
yeah.
And I
It's-
have a pocket full of them.
So, you had those forks and spoons, like, in your belt for the photos that we took, and when I showed them to my family, the very first thing my mother asked was like, why does he have silverware in his belt? I was like, it's part of his equipment, Mom. It's important.
I actually did not notice in any of the pictures silverware.
Yeah, because
Yeah, look at Flint's belt.
Okay.
I've said it to Josh before that I've carved holes into the ends of each of the spoons and forks so they can dangle on my hip. So it's just a bonus action to use one instead of a full action because I'm not putting a
Good.
weapon away to pull out another weapon.
Do you have a turkey spoon too?
No, he does not.
Oh, okay.
No, I just have my forks. Wait, no, I thought I had both.
Yeah, I thought
No.
you had a spoon.
You have a bowl and forks. I thought. It was
Oh
pretty
no,
darn-
that's Hamilton. He has the chopsticks.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
Hamilton has chopsticks.
Aren't those like nunchuck chopsticks?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, no, I thought there was spoons somewhere.
There are, but and it's in the good campaign, but I don't think Hamilton has one. It's
Oh, you're right, the teleporting spoons.
yep.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Back to where we were.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Nope, you're good. Okay. So she would not notice this happening.
I would say,
Okay.
I would guess not either too, because this is like god level power. It's not
Okay.
even.
I found it in hell after all.
Mm.
That's fair. All right. So you jumped back 6 seconds.
2. Okay. We'll forget I asked you, or I demanded you for the second answer, and I will just answer your question. The question that you asked, the answer would be, are you asleep?
And a wave of irritation kind of spreads across her face and goes, yes, that is correct.
Just-
And then she turns to you, Kat, and goes, time for your final question.
So I look to her. I stand up straight and look all prim and proper. And I ask, I'm like, does Fitzpatrick hold the stolen family heirlooms of, why can I not remember his name? Divergent? Dictator? Eric.
Declan.
Declan.
Dirt.
Does Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry, does Fitzpatrick hold the lost family heirlooms of Declan?
And she kind of looks at you when you say those two names, and she smiles. And she says, not all of them.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Gasp!
We should have asked that first.
Well,
some
no,
reason.
no, we have good information now. This is good because who knows? Fitzpatrick might know where the rest of them are. Just because he doesn't have them doesn't mean that he doesn't know where they are.
You got
Yeah,
a
he
good
could have
point.
hawked them.
That's true. That's true.
Or the local
All
fave
right.
pawn shop.
Well, let's hope
Either way, I'd say we won, and that means we get teleported, so we can soon
No.
resolve this matter with
And she
Fitzpatrick.
puts her hand up and smiles and says, oh no, dear, I have one last question. I've only asked 3.
that she has.
But we got the first 3 right.
Statistically, we've won.
Yeah.
I don't
She
think she's playing
smiles
by
and
those
says,
rules.
well, you've gotten 3 correct, and I've gotten 3.
But we have no way to prove that yours was correct. How do we know that you're telling us the truth? Flint doesn't know about Fays. Or is she even a Fey? I don't know. But how do we know you're telling us the truth that Declan has? Or
I pipe up and say, she's been telling the truth.
Like,
Right.
uncooked? Yeah.
right, the truth bubble. What did
The
I not-
truth is uncooked. I mean, sometimes.
the truth bubble that we don't know about.
I mean, true things are uncooked.
Does that mean cooked things are a lie?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh god. Lies are delicious.
Lies are lies. The cake is a
sorry.
lie.
Ike was asking me questions.
And
What
that
were you
just
guys
means-
saying?
And that just means the baby's a fully cooked cream pie.
Oh.
Technically,
Oh.
yeah. Oh, gross.
I just confirmed that Adelina was telling the truth was all to everyone else, and then we went off on a tangent
Okay.
because of the zone of truth thing. It lasts for 10 minutes as long as I hold the concentration. No, I don't even have concentration on it. It's just 10 minutes.
All right. Ask your final question then.
And she smiles. And she says, "What belongs to you, but everyone else can use it?"
What belongs to you, but everyone else can use it?
Oh, guys. I like this one. I'm gonna say it's your name.
Jigs.
Oh,
was
yeah.
typing. Bless you.
You. I like that one. That sounds
Bless
good.
you.
That also sounds accurate to me. And appropriate for where we are.
Yeah, they Fey like names, don't they?
Yep.
So we're gonna
yep.
go with that one.
Consensus.
Okay.
I think it's Kat's turn.
Yeah, I guess it is. So what belongs to you, but everyone else can use it? Your name.
And she gets very, very visibly angry. And, kind of purses her lips together. And just says, "Yes, that is correct." And she sighs and goes, "Well, alas, you have answered correctly."
Huzzah!
Beer, 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 beer.
And she sighs. And she goes,
Rawr.
"Okay,
Come on, you can go in there. Go ahead.
I suppose I'll hold up my end of the bargain."
And I skitter up to the side of the armrest on the chair and peek over it, and then go back down into my pack, come back over and hold her one of the spiky nuts and say, "It's okay. You can have one of these spiky nuts. Don't eat it though."
And she looks and chuckles and goes, "Thank you very much, Eddie. You are very kind." And she takes the nut from you and sets it next to, a candle that she has, burning on this table right here. And then she says, "All right. Fair is fair. Everyone to the center of the room." And she kind of steps over this way. Waits for you guys to kind of pile up into the middle.
We align in a T shape
Mhm.
in front of her.
This counts as a huddle, right?
Mm-hmm. And you guys do that, and she kind of muddles something, and then she snaps, and when she snaps, sparks fly out from her hand, and there's this really bright, blinding light, and then you guys appear here.
Holy hello, what the?
Ooh, a tree! And I start climbing it.
Yeah.
Right up.
It is a very, very large tree.
I get to the lowest branch and stop huffing and puffing to try and see what's around us. Besides the obvious thing that I ran past, which is most certainly a door, but I was just excited about the tree.
You say obvious. The obvious thing I see is a pile of bones.
Yeah.
No, don't drink that.
Yeah, don't drink the pile of bones.
No, Mustachio just put her head into my glass of whiskey and Coke.
Oh, let her have a little sip.
If
I'm
she
sure
can
she's
handle
old
it,
enough and cat
A little
ears.
nip.
Just a little nip.
You start looking around. You see familiar landscape. It looks like the same forest you've supposedly, like, as far as you know, you've been in this whole time.
Are there any nuts on this tree?
This
You
man
do
craves a nut.
find a couple more of the funky looking nuts.
Oh, okay. I just grab like one more and yell down to everybody. Looks like we're in the same forest, though.
The first part of that cut out.
Yeah, it did.
Aw, dang. I said, hey guys, I found more nuts. We're in the same forest, though.
Wait, the same kind of nuts as before? Is that what we said?
Yeah, I'm shaking it over the side of the tree, too, so you can see that it's a very spiky-looking nut.
This very spiky, poisonous nut that they're just like handling nonchalantly.
Mm-hmm.
I want to investigate this pile of bones. I'm just gonna start like, I don't know, jump up on it and start going through it.
Yeah, roll me an investigation.
$23.
Wow. So you do find a lot of bones. You also find some like weaponry. So like a couple very basic looking swords and a couple very basic like wood shields. And then you also find a few pieces of clothing. Most of it's very tattered and worn. There's like some really tattered, like a really tattered tunic, a couple of those, a couple really tattered pants, some boots, a couple pairs of gloves. But that's about it.
I'm gonna throw out all the weapons that I find. Just like toss them as best as I can out of the pile of bones.
Okay. There are 2 swords, 2 axes, and 3 shields.
Okay, yeah, so when I find them, I'm just gonna do my best to like get them out of the pile and lay them on the ground. And I'm not gonna deal with any of the clothing, but I am gonna look for the smallest bones that I can find. And I would like to take 5 of them.
Okay. You take 5 teeny tiny bones.
Cat bone collector.
That's what I'm gonna put, teeny tiny bones.
They're like, you can't really tell for sure, but they look like either like finger or toe bones.
Apparently, I don't know how to spell teeny tiny. I know how to spell it.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Spell it.
IT.
What? TENIN
TEENY.
NY. Okay. I was doing IE. Teeny. Okay. Teeny tiny bones. I'm gonna bring everybody's attention to the weapons that I throw out of the pile of bones.
How are you throwing them out? Are you just like...
I'm digging through the pile and I'm imagining I'm using both legs and my head, and whenever I find anything, I grab whatever handle I can with one of my feet and kind of like just tucking it behind me to the best of my ability.
Tucking it behind you?
Bagocking it behind me.
Okay. So you're just kind of kicking it
Mm-hmm.
out of the
Should I
fire?
roll
Yeah.
anything?
Cat, do you like dead people? It's weird.
Forgot? Nope. Just seeing if I can find any clues in this nice pile of bones.
Well, we're supposed to be at Fitzpatrick's, right?
So would this be his house then? Does he live inside this?
I mean, that's where Declan lived. Did I see anything like of an entrance up above?
You don't see anything up above, no.
Okay.
Just the treetops.
Is
Does this
Declan
look like a
Fitzpatrick?
door?
We're going into Fitzpatrick's home.
No, is Declan Fitzpatrick?
I've been saying that this whole time. Does anybody take any of the weaponry I toss out? Do they even care?
I don't think I can wield any of that.
I will examine it. What do I see?
Well, what do you do to examine it?
To see what kind of weapons shoot. Just throw out axes. Just
Giving it the
swords?
stink eye. Well, she said there were swords and axes and
2
shields.
swords, 2 axes, 3 shields.
I want to investigate the sword.
How do you investigate it?
wanna
Like, do you
pick it.
leave it on the ground and look it over, or do you pick it up?
I pick it up.
Okay. When you pick up the sword, a spectral image appears in front of you. Just a black, wispy figure.
I'm going to drop the sword immediately.
You drop the sword and it disappears.
Did anyone else see that?
No?
I'm going to pick up a different sword.
Same thing.
I'm still holding it. Does anyone else see this in front of me?
I turn to look to see wherever he's gesturing.
Just like my little figurine is pointing straight ahead, holding a sword.
Right there!
Yeah, everybody that like you draw attention to sees this.
Oh.
What is your name, being?
Nothing.
Can I
No
make an
answer.
Arcana check on this creature?
Yeah.
Oh, 12.
It is some sort of what you can presume to be a magical spectral image.
I walk up and then touch the
Please
smoke.
tell me.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
No, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna. Please tell me it just follows the sword bearer around. It's just annoying. Just critiques every swing they take with the sword.
I'm imagining a Gordon Ramsay of swords right now.
Yeah.
You fucking donkey!
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
An idiot swordsman!
I guess I walk up to the thing and try to touch it.
The spectral image.
Mm-hmm.
Your low paw goes right through it.
No resistance, no feeling, nothing.
Mm-mm. Feels a little cold. Kind of like you've like reached through like a draft of air.
Feels like my wet farts.
Well.
Sounds like a nutty fart.
You know, you sometimes in the dead of winter, you do things that you need to do to survive.
I've had a nutty fart or two in my day.
Well,
Oh god,
Jester
it's
shakes her
extra.
head.
It's extra fucked up because he's gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so did you
Renshaw's
try
just gonna look over and see this and be like, "Yep, fuck all that," and like look back, like continue to look at the tree and try to figure out if this is a door, just a rock, like what this moon sun thing is, and just like ponder the nature of the tree.
Did you try swinging it yet?
I'm gonna swing the sword, just out in the air, not aiming to hit anybody or anything.
Okay, so give me 1 second. See if I can find like a. Well, there's
Ah!
no ghosts on here, but we're just gonna pretend that this is the ghost and that there is no weapon in their hand. And you guys are standing like where you guys are positioned where you're positioned, right?
Yes.
So you just kind of so you just swing in the air? Do you swing towards the spectral image, or what direction do you swing the sword at?
I'll swing the sword in a diagonal downward direction, but with enough distance between me and the the spectral image that I don't hit them.
So in front of you, though,
Yes.
is how you
Yeah.
swing it. They reach their arm out and mirror like your action.
Huh. I'm gonna take 1 step backward.
The fuck are you watching?
Porn, shut up. But I
Oh,
take 1 step
for a
backwards.
second I thought I was watching Titanic. I was gonna get real confused.
Hmm.
Sorry, you do what?
I take 1 step backwards.
Okay. It takes 1 step towards you. Or no. You're taking 1 step backwards, it takes 1 step backwards.
Take a poop.
Renshaw, do me a favor and pick up one of those swords.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Wait. I touched all these weapons.
You did not
Yeah, I
pick
don't-
them up. You kicked them. That's why I asked if you kicked. How you got them out of the pile.
I don't do spooky shit. Not my cup of tea.
Nothing spooky seems to be happening so far. I just need to test something.
Renshaww
Just need-
just doesn't respond. Continues to ponder the tree.
Persuasion.
I'm very intrigued by this happening. I walk over and touch one of the swords as if I'm gripping the handle, but I don't pick it up because I'm a chicken. I probably can't.
So I'd say gripping it and like trying to like hold it and pick it up counts enough. What weapon are you doing?
I'm just gonna
the
grab
other
one of
sword?
the swords. Yeah.
Okay. You do that and another spectral image appears in front of you.
If you type ghost, by the way, Gab, there should be under free assets 2 little weird looking things.
Oh.
I didn't mean to throw it on the floor. I was aiming for the trash can. I'm sorry.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ren and Etricure are investigating this shiny moon thing at the base of the tree. I did roll my investigation.
Yeah, it just looks like a really nice carving of like a sun with a like crescent moon in front of it.
I try to grab for the edge of it like it's a door, or look for some way to activate it.
You can kind of grab at the edge of it, but it is carved like it's part of the tree.
And there's no button, there's no handle.
No button, like no seams or anything. It's just kind of carved into the tree.
Can your ghosts go into tree?
Ooh, face the tree and step backwards.
What happens if I close my eyes?
You see nothing but darkness.
Okay. I will
Wrench,
turn
that's
and
just
face
gonna-
the tree.
Shake his head and be like, didn't get to be on my age by fucking with spooky shit.
You turn to face the tree, and the image turns and faces the tree.
Take 2 steps to the left.
One hop this time.
Hands on your knees, hands on your knees.
It moves 2 spaces over, and it like floats through the other one.
Wait, no. Isn't it supposed to go in the opposite direction? Oh, no, you're rules.
I think it went in the same direction. So you went backwards, it went backwards. You went to the left, it went left. So you gotta run into that damn tree.
Side note, Gab, tell
Yeah.
Ike I'm pulling my favor card, and when D&D's over, he's doing a raid tonight because I prank called what's his name at work.
I don't know, because he works a double tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can say Johnny said he wants to pull his favor card, and after D&D, he wants you to do a raid. He
Wait, so
You
you're gonna
gotta
do a raid and you're
not
gonna
on
make
a
me go cook
double.
the brownies and everything by myself?
Maybe.
Monster. Well, if they come out burnt, whatever.
He said not on a double.
Okay.
And OT.
That's
He
fair.
said it's because he prank called what's his face at your work. He said not on a double, and he's not feeling good.
That's fair.
Did he take more of that medicine you told him to take?
Yeah, because I walked down there and gave it to him.
Good.
He was like, "What's this?" I said, "Just take it."
Don't ask questions.
I got a thanks.
Yeah, no, I
Fair
just
joke.
said that because Kyle told me that he dipped out, and I was like, he asked me if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But okay, so I thought the ghost went in the opposite direction I moved, so I fucked up.
Mm-mm. Yeah, you walked back. It walked back.
Okay. I want to throw the sword about to here.
Okay. You throw the sword the second it leaves your hand, it disappears.
Come on. I'm going to go and pick it up now.
Oh. It reappears in front of you. Renshaw, you said you're investigating like the rock stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I want to see if there's any entrance or like it looks like there is an entrance, but even if it's like covered up or like hidden or disguised in the bottom of the tree among these rocks.
Roll me an investigation.
Investigation. 19.
So you're kind of looking around. You don't really see anything on the rock. But right about here, you do see, looks like somebody carved into the tree. Manners will grant you access.
Well, that's useful. Should we say please? I'll look around at my companions.
Why would we say please?
Because that's polite and that's manners.
You just said please.
Yeah, but I don't understand the context of this statement.
I mean, why don't we ask the tree for entry?
I guess.
Say it very
Tree,
nicely.
would you please grant us entrance? Oh, wonderful great tree. I'm sure I would know what kind of tree this is. But I don't.
You would.
Oh, okay. As long as it wasn't completely foreign to me.
Yeah.
But
Is that a squirrel's favorite terrain? A tree,
Tree.
not a forest, but a tree.
so is it a oak? Is it a maple?
Size-wise,
Like-
I'd say. So
Mahogany.
I would say it's not like it's a little different to you, but like the most, I guess the best thing you have to compare it to would be like a young redwood. Size-wise, definitely.
That's what I would call it when I say provide my courteous ask for entry to the tree of, oh, great Wedwood, would you please grant my humble group entry? And I bow.
Few like leaves kind of like fall down, but nothing really happens.
Maybe you should try that with the ghost there, Flint.
Maybe. I liked it, Eddie. I thought you were very polite.
Hi.
Ah, thank you.
Come on. Sometimes that's where we go. 2 steps over.
And it goes moves 2 steps to the right.
Two steps over.
And it moves 2 steps to its left.
I'm trying to turn my dude, but fucking bubbles.
Oh yeah.
There we go. I'm gonna turn around.
It turns around.
I peek over my shoulder to see if it's around.
It peeks back at you.
Take 2 steps this way.
2 hops this time.
I'm gonna let go of the
Slide to the
sword.
left. What?
I'm gonna let go of the sword
It disappears.
and turn around and pick it back up.
Reappears facing you.
Take one step towards the ghost.
And it takes one step and passes through you, and it's a very odd feeling. Like just this cold, like gust of wind just rushing into you.
Like an Arctic breeze upon the Atlantic Ocean. Take 2 steps
Sure.
back.
It takes 2 steps back.
I see what we're doing here. I'm gonna walk all the way up to him.
Alright, hold
And
on.
I'm gonna drop the sword.
You were here?
Yeah, I drop the sword.
2 steps.
Okay. Yep.
And then I pick it back up.
Reappears in front of you again.
Take 2 steps backwards.
And it is like hovering just right in front of the door. Or this boulder.
1 more step back.
And it disappears.
Ah! Try to walk through the same door. Or same spot it walked through. Just like on top of the bolt. I climb down from the side of the tree where I was at. I stand on top of the boulder and I go, maybe! And I just jump at the door thing.
So it disappeared into the boulder.
Oh, so when I'm standing on top of the boulder, I'm not actually standing on top of the boulder? Is that what you're telling me? Or
Well, the spectral image disappeared, like, it was right in front of this big boulder here.
oh,
And then
okay.
it, like, moved backwards into the boulder.
So when I stand on the boulder, nothing happens. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you just stand on the boulder.
Wait right there, my friend. I take 1 step forward.
You take 1 step forward, and it steps forward out of the boulder.
Does the boulder
The boulder is conflicted.
change in any way when the specter walks through it? Or is it just like jump right through it, nothing happens?
Yep, just zoom.
I want to flail my unarmed hand.
How do you flail it?
Just I hold my arm up above my head and just limp noodle that shit above my head.
It does the same thing.
I'm gonna take 1 step back.
Are you still flailing your arm?
No,
Okay.
I just did that as a test.
It disappears into the rock again.
What you aiming at here, Flint?
Renshaw, Akira, I'm in Cat. I'm gonna need you to step to the side. I have an idea.
Okay. I rather scamper on top of one of the roots of the tree. Off to the left side of the opening. Or rather, the sun moon carved into the tree.
Renshaw and Cat. Would the real Renshaw please stand up?
Sorry, I'm just watching. I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen next?
You can. I'm gonna move. For all intents and purposes, I've moved.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold both my arms out, still holding the sword, like as in a gesture to push the boulder, and step forward.
You do that, and as you're like pushing and like stepping forward, the spectral image emerges from the boulder and is like reaching its hand out like it's trying to push something.
We'll walk up to the pile of weapons.
Mm-hmm. It also walks up to the pile of weapons.
And I want to reach down and grab the second sword. Still leaving the sword on the ground, just grabbing the hilt.
Okay. Kat, when you moved, did you try to drag the sword with you, or?
Nope, I just walked away from it.
Okay, so yeah, then the
I'm
second one
assuming
had...
it's like the average sword, which is larger than me, a chicken.
Yeah, so the second spectral image had disappeared, and then Flint, as you like grabbed the hilt of it, it reappeared.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna hold both swords in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna like clash my hands together, like where the hilt of the swords, bang them together.
And they both make the motion like they're doing the same thing.
I want to put the second sword down. I'm gonna pick up one of the axes.
Okay. Another image appears.
Take one step back.
They each take one step back. This one seems to kind of disappear into the boulders and roots of the tree.
Okay, so this is the sword one, and this is the axe one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I step back, he went to the left. I'm gonna step to the right.
This one steps to the right.
I'm going to look at the tree one more time to see what the heck was written on it.
Are you looking at the top of the tree, or are you just taking a general glance around like the whole like base of the tree, like this
The area
whole
that
area?
Renshaw, I'm guessing that was what had happened, even though I was still confused because I'd seen Renshaw looking at a particular area for something and then
Yeah,
had
it
posed the
was
question.
right in here.
Oh, okay.
And they saw a message written, like carved into the tree that said, "Manners will grant you access."
I am thinking about this while I'm watching all this activity happen, and I approach the stone, and I knock with my foot and not my beak, and then ask permission to enter.
As you lift your foot and like knock on the boulder kind of like shifts but doesn't quite open.
Even after I ask the question,
Mm-hmm.
I knock a second time.
Shifts a little bit more.
I asked the same question in Sylvan.
Nothing happens.
I knock a third time?
And it shifts a little bit more. It's shifted enough now that it's kind of like, you can tell now that it's like a rounded front, but definitely is more of like a door. So it's kind of shifting, like hinging inward. And it's hinged inward enough that you could probably like fit your head through.
The head of
Crunch.
a person or of a chicken?
No, cat.
Squirrel.
I start knocking fervently on the stone in the same manner Cat was.
And so at the same time, Renshaw's gonna walk up and softly caress the side of the stone.
Etrikira, are you knocking how are you knocking?
I'm taking both paws and just continually just like hello.
Nothing happens.
I guess we gotta
turn
be
around.
nice.
So then the ghost is facing the boulder, and I want to give like a slight bow, like you would bow to royalty.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
I mean, besides the specter bowing as well.
I'm gonna reach out and caress the stone again, and this time whisper sweet nothings to it.
Nothing happens.
I gently knock on the stone. I'm sorry. Is this what you like?
As you gently knock, it does shift a little bit more.
Okay, guys, we figured it out. We must treat it with respect. Hello.
I'm gonna throw one of the axe down and then put the sword in like my belt to like sheath it.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, well that bullshit didn't work.
It was a valiant effort there, Flynn. And I'm assuming, I don't know if anybody else is knocking, but I say, this is what we must do. And I knock.
continue to knock as politely as I am able as a chicken.
I too will
So-
knock.
We take
So
turns knocking.
as you three gently knock, it shifts a good bit to the point where Cat and Etrikira, you could probably fit into this space.
Yeah, we should keep knocking. I'm gonna keep knocking.
Yeah, I feel like we should keep knocking, open it some more.
The knocking continues.
So after a few more knocks of gentle knocking from the three of you, it shifts open enough that all four of you could pass through. It'll be a little bit tight for Renshaw and Flint, but you can manage.
Kind of just shimmy sideways into it then.
Do you all go through?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But with that, I also have to note that I'm gonna have to go soon.
Okay.
I think we can
What
get
time
this.
is it? Oh, I guess it's
5 till.
5 till.
We can get
Man, we're bad at doing one shots. We just get into all this shenanigans.
In my defense, I'm trying to move
How
along
much are
fast.
tokens get? It's just a really
I'm trying really hard not to investigate every single thing that I want to, because I'm like, this isn't really necessary for the storyline. It's a hard habit to break right there.
It's hard to get out of that mindset of
Mhm.
It's just so much fun.
Yeah, quick,
It
shove
is.
everything into your pockets, because this might be cool later.
Mhm.
I wish. I get why tokens snap to the grid, but I wish there was a way to make them smaller.
If you're on a token and you're on the token layers, you can see the grab icon, the corner of their
Mm-hmm.
there's the dots.
Yeah.
You can scale them that way too, and just grab onto one of those dots and make them smaller. And you have to hold Alt if you want to not do it to the squares. Same as if you were moving your character around, you have to hold Alt to not land inside of a square.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Perfect.
Motherfucker.
Son of a bitch! You learn
Yeah,
something new every day.
Struggling with that so much.
Me too.
I'm like, God damn it, I'm a chicken. I can go where I want.
I like how we're all testing it, like we don't believe it.
All right, you guys squeeze your way through, and ta-da!
Gotta scroll out a little bit.
It's kind of like a downward ramp.
Okay, so we went from nice tree to horrible dark cave. Got it.
Whoa.
There I am.
Your token just like shot across the map for me. That's why I was like, whoa, where did you go?
On an adventure.
I'm going on an adventure.
I
Okay.
do, though. Oh man, it doesn't move the sphere of what I can see. But
I know. I'm sorry.
no worries, no worries. I run down the ramp, just like this way.
We made it inside, yeah!
Stopping point?
That is up to you guys.
I'm good with stopping here.
Unless I'm running into traps, I'm just running.
Well,
I'm worried about the squirrel. I'm gonna try to keep up with the squirrel, but I'm assuming it's probably faster than me.
okay.
Just because I might as well.
For the interest of, because it's a pain in the ass for me to keep trying to adjust the dynamic lighting. Or not dynamic lighting, the fog of war. I am just going to do this.
There be light.
The alt thing works turning your character too.
Oh yeah.
That's much better. I like that a lot better.
Ooh.
Holy fuck. Okay.
And if you're just running up into this space, are you trying to be, like, quiet at all?
Nah.
I would say a squirrel is just quiet
In general.
in general. Even when squirrels are loud, they're quiet.
I meant Wrench on Flint running after the squirrel.
Oh, I'm not running. I'm more just
I'm not
like
running after it.
Okay.
No, I
I'm
think I was the
following.
only one that stated I was running after the squirrel.
Yeah, I'm following. I'm just not trying to keep up.
I would move towards the more lit area as most as possible and as quickly as possible. Turn back around to the two that are dilly-dallying and just kind
Flint
of...
and Renshaw, roll me a stealth.
Oh, good. I'm gonna say, hey guys, but maybe not super loud.
Like a loud whisper.
Yeah. 16.
11.
As you go, hey guys, you see these two creatures in front of you kind of start tossing and turning and stirring.
Creatures? Those were bodies?
They're bodies. They're just alive bodies that are sleeping.
I'm gonna back up from those bodies.
Guess I won't cast that. Shit, fuck. Well, I guess two, just considering the hour, and where we're at on the map, and for you, I'll consult the DM to see what your take is on the
They
matter.
haven't woken up. They're just very obviously lightly sleeping now.
Oh, softly.
Until next time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
We can turn this into a 3-parter.
Might not be next week, as to what I understand from what we talked already, Gab.
It would not be next week, no.
Yep.
You gotta work.
No, it's me and Ike's anniversary.
Aww.
They like each other.
We do.
For like
I'm
8
gonna refer
years.
back to what Josh said earlier. Stick it in her butt!
I said it was our anniversary next Tuesday, and Johnny said, I'm going to repeat what Josh said earlier. Stick it in her butt! You got a half laugh, half coughing fit, and a head nod.
need to at least get her flowers first.
Right. If he gets you
See,
flowers, I want
Josh said he at least needs to get you flowers first.
I imagine Ike being the guy he is. He's gonna cook like a bomb-ass dinner for you.
I was going to cook dinner, but
Oh.
yeah.
I imagine he's gonna rub your feet and shit for you.
Tell him these are our expectations, and if he doesn't meet them, he has failed.
They said their expectations are that you cook me a bomb-ass dinner and rub my feet. He nodded and said, we'll see.
And then he gets to stick it in your butt.
Johnny goes, and then he gets to stick it in your butt.
And he gets to play Fitzpatrick when we actually meet him.
I was legitimately going to ask him, but I knew he was all stopped up and didn't feel good. So,
Well, I mean, there's next time now.
don't get excited. You're not sticking it in my butt.
Yet.
I was gonna ask you if you could voice the character that they're looking for.
Supposed that rat bastard, supposed bad guy.
That rat bastard Fitzpatrick.
Boy, stick me like a chance.
Huh?
Yeah.
No. If you
All
will or
right.
not.
This has been lovely. I can't wait to see what happens next. But
Right.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you guys are enjoying it.
Yes,
is good.
many thanks, Gab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I am
Until the conclusion of the next time of a charming adventure.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
A grand and wonderful thank you for those who took the time and made it here, to the end of the episode, where I know sometimes we are long-winded, and others we are just dead silent. I don't know what to tell you. This is raw here, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can help support us just by listening. But you can also provide even more support, if you like, by going to Anchor FM page and following the support link there. If you do so, I will personally work in an NPC or an idea, whatever you'd like to hear played out. If you want, you can get a hold of us through one of our many options, including voice messages on Anchor FM, or DM to our Twitter, or any other social media that you can find us, YouTube, etc. You can share your ideas, otherwise listen for the shout out and thank you for making it through.